The field in the Eastern Conference is down to 2. And tonight, the battle to reach the NBA Finals begins. It's all here on 2K Sports. Hello, everyone. I'm Brian Anderson, joined by Grant Hill and Clark Kellogg. We'll hear from reporter Allie LaForce in a moment. We'll see the Dallas Mavericks facing the home team. Taking a look at Boston.
Well, game one is your chance to set the tone for an entire series. We expect they'll come out strong, but if they don't, man, it'd be a shame to see them waste home court advantage.
I don't see that happening, though. I mean, I just can't see it. Listen to this crowd. I mean, they don't want to let them down, so I can't see them losing this game. The atmosphere is electric, and that's going to play to their advantage here.
Here's Dozier. Shoots over Young. Dozier can't get it to go.
That's a decent look for him. He just couldn't convert. What he might lack in height at the 4 spot, he makes up for it with his burst.
Here's Cooper. He takes it in. And that one's good. Dozier taking a look at Boston. It took a major effort for them to advance out of the conference semis. How much of an effect does that have on a team?
Well, you want to conserve energy as much as possible in the early rounds. They really weren't able to do that. Here's where the home fans need to rise up and give their guys the jolt of adrenaline they need.
Here's Miller. Clock at 6. Can't hit the reverse layup.
That's their plan, to get him an opportunity to finish in tight. That's a miss they can live with.
Amude connects from downtown.
And that's what they want to do. Get him open looks early.
Oh, my goodness! Powered it home!
Did you see it?
Redunculous! Bringing the house down!
To the left side wing.
First team foul. In for Boston.
About 2 minutes gone by in the first quarter. He drops it from range.
He does not lack for confidence. He shouldn't. I mean, this guy is a dangerous scorer.
Down low. Young looking for an opening. Pass to Radmanovic. From the arc. Drops in the 3.
This is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom.
Here's Amude. Jackson outside. 5 to shoot. Shot from the top of the key. Pass to Amude. The three. Over to the wing. Now here's Garland. Here's Amude. There's Jackson with the three. No good there. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Boston out in front, leading by 1. And time for us to get back into it here in game 1. And for Boston guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Well, it seems like they went in looking to do damage from long range, and they faced little resistance.
And you know what? That's what happens when you establish your three-point game early. Puts the defense right up against it.
Here's Radmanovich. There's a screen. Lets it go from deep. The rebound by Jackson. Here's Dozier. Deflected. Here's Radmanovich. Pass to Young. Here's Radmanovich. Fires for three. They get it back. For three. And Milton pulls it down.
Even with every shot clanging off the rim, he seems determined to keep hoisting up these three. It might be time to get inside of that arc.
Pass to Radmanovich. That one's good. It's Young with the assist. Radmanovich got 5 points. And so Jackson Jr. will bring it up for the Celtics. They trail by 1. Over Young. And he wills that one in. Sinking it right through the back of the iron.
Well, I'm not sure how that one found the bottom of the net, but hey, you take it when it comes.
Here's Radmanovich. Back to Young. Dallas needs to get off a shot. And it's Radmanovich missing.
He's certainly been cold this quarter, guys, but trying to shoot his way back into a groove.
Milton, no good. And Dallas with possession. They've only given up 2 points this quarter. Out to the wing. Miller outside. Driving in. Pass to Radmanovich. Can't cash it in from the high post.
Man, miss after miss for him. When you're having a quarter like this, the only beneficiary is the defense.
That's his second foul of the first half. Not a big deal yet, but something to keep an eye on.
And we're just over 2.5 minutes into the second. Here's Cooper. Still no points. Three-pointer, no good. Pass to Young. Miller outside. Here's the three. Sinks it from distance.
Trading the lead back and forth, neither side is willing to back down.
Yeah, and the lead has changed hands, and it just hasn't stayed in those hands very long when it's changed. Back and forth we go.
Boston shooting their first shots of the night from the charity stripe. And that's good as he hits both shots.
Already a very confident player. Knocking down those free throws only fuels that.
Young from long range. So a tie game here as we finish the first half. And we'll be right back after halftime to get the third quarter underway. And welcome back to the Eastern Conference Finals presented by 2K Sports. Here's Jamison. Outside Walker. Fires the three. And it's Dozier with the rebound.
Boy, they dodged one there, guys. I mean, he got the wide open look that he wanted, just didn't knock it down.
Transition basketball, the most reliable way to generate easy looks.
Yep, exactly. And if there's any opportunity for early offense, you've got to push it and push it every time.
Pass to Miller. 5 on the clock. Fires from deep. Boston pulls it in.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
Second half getting started. About a minute played. Here's Cooper. Walker pulls down the board. The Mavericks trailing. To the inside. Ivanovic. And he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
His hang time on the rim puts a sweet cherry on top, BA.
It's a close game, and those displays of explosiveness can jumpstart a team.
And can put the other team on its heels. We'll see how it plays out.
Miller on the wing. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own. Miller's got 6.
That's how you up the ante. Come right back at him.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
Here's Cooper. The 3 is up. And it's Radmanovic with the rebound. Here's Temple. Pass to Miller. Here's Temple. Lets it go from the wing. The shot by Jamison, no good.
Almost too wide open there. That's like a warm-up jumper for him.
Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Left side Johnson.
First personal foul. First team foul. Substitution on the court.
And here's Jackson. Clock at 4. Pass to Dozier. Lets it go. Beat the shot clock, but it's off the mark. He got it up. And no good. Trying to get that one to fall. Third quarter comes to a close, and a battle brings it to a tie.
17.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. Here's Amude. Pass to Johnson. Here's Cooper. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The shot from 20 feet out. Here's Amude. Ooh, a two-handed power slam.
BA, I'm not sure he should be flaunting around the rim like that with this game so close.
Oh, it's risky, but it sure did look good.
I can't fault the guy for adding a little flavor to things. I'm fine even if he'd have missed it. I don't mind taking a chance to spruce it up a little bit.
The kick out to Walker. Pass to Jamison. Young way outside. A chance there to take the lead, but a miss. Outside Johnson. No good on the 3. Young with it. Can't hit from in close. So it's Boston now. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong. No baskets allowed. Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
How about the bounce?
We can call that bounce per ounce. Can't be denied.
He's a highlight reel, always on the launch pad.
Up top, Miller. Pass to Radmanovic. And the three off target.
Every possession counts for them right now. That's not going to get it done.
Here's Amude. And here's Johnson. Guarded by Young. Here's Parks. The three. Yes. And a nice assist from Garland. And it's a 7-point Boston lead.
Impressive offensive versatility for big. He can show you a variety of looks.
There's 39 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Hi again. Thanks for joining us for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Well, it was a great Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Now, Game 2, just about ready to tip off. I'm Kevin Harlan. Along with Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony. On the sidelines, it's David Aldridge. We'll see the Dallas Mavericks and the Celtics. You look at Boston. A successful outing in Game 1 has them right where they want to be with a chance here, guys, to take Game 2 on their home court.
History tells us when you can win the first 2 games of a series, it's not 100% certain, but you give yourself a pretty decisive edge in the series.
You look at Boston. Well, they took Game 1. If they can make it 2-0, Greg, the odds certainly favor them to advance.
Well, the cliche is that the series doesn't start until someone wins on the road, but the reality is if they take care of business on their home court tonight, they'll be on their way to ending it.
Here's Cooper. Just 5 on the clock. Johnson for 3. His first shot is a miss. 0 for 1 to start the contest. On the wing, Walker. Takes it off the glass.
And it's always nice to get the easy look inside for your first points of the game.
Here's Amude. No good from outside.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
There's no air space there whatsoever. That's as close as you can get without foul.
And too much time in the... They get called for the 3-second violation.
Substitution for your Celtics. Number 4.
And we're about a minute and a half into the first quarter. Here's Dozier. Beyond the arc. And the jumper falls for it.
Well, we've all had those as coaches. That's a no, yes type of shot.
Pass to Radmanovich. Back to Young. Walker a screen. Young looking it over. Down to 5 on the shot clock. That shot, no good. Some solid defense there from Jackson. Here's Amude. They get a hand on it. Young with the steal. Pass to Radmanovich. Again, the miss by the Mavericks. Jackson down low. From outside the arc. Cherokee Parks can't hit.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
They get it back. Out to Miller. Here's Radmanovich. Another shot. Rebound by Johnson. Here's Dozier. Here's Amude. And trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in. Tie game in Boston. And back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment.
The Mavericks. 2.
Welcome back to playoff basketball on 2K Sports. This is the Eastern Conference Final. And what do you guys think about Boston here in this one?
I really thought that everything seemed to fall into place for them in that first quarter.
Yeah, that was a sharp start, but we've got a long way to go. They're going to have to sustain that intensity.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
The Mavericks shooting their first free throw tonight. Boston trails by 3. Outside Jackson. Pass to Dozier. Outside Garland. Over Miller. No good off the front iron. Mavericks leading by 3. Walker with it. Guarded now by Jackson. Now, here is Young. Here's Walker. And finished off by Walker.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. And now, the first timeout call here for Boston.
Substitution for the Celtics.
And around a minute gone here in the second quarter. Rejected by Walker. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Miller, no up. And the Celtics with possession here. Trailing by 5. Pass to Jackson. Back to Milton. And they go to the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Here's Dozier. It's rebounded by Dallas. Outside, Walker. Pass to Young. Off target from three-point range.
Defensive breakdown there, and they got lucky. He's not going to miss too many of those.
Now, Milton. Boston, no good that time either. To the inside. The kick out to Young. Dallas moving it around. It's stolen.
That's a stomach punch, guys. Turn it over and give him a free run to the bucket.
Oh, you're so right. No question who has the momentum now.
A sequence like that really does sting. I'll tell you that much.
Pass to Walker. Clock at 6. There's Miller with the 3. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
And and they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Kicks it out to Garland. From past the arc. That will not get it done. He's 0 for 2.
Got to run the clock and wait for the last shot.
Yeah, unless it's a gimme, there's no reason to put up an early shot here.
There's Walker with the 3. The shot is good, and so is his shooting tonight. 3 for 4. Pass to Milton. Fires from deep. Nailed from three-point land. Dozier's got 5 points in the quarter.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
And sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Mavericks ahead, leading by 5. Time now for the halftime break, with the third quarter soon to follow, right here on 2K Sports. And glad to have you with us as we get going here in Game 2. It's blocked. Fast break, here we go. They set the pick. Pass to Barks. Over to the left wing. Cooper. With the bucket.
I'll tell you what, he came out of that locker room raring to go.
Young with the ball. And it's Young finishing it off.
Just the kind of play they need in a game this close.
You know, that's the kind of aggression they want from their floor leader.
Well, it's always a big plus when you have a point guard that can attack the rim like that. Puts so much pressure on the defense.
Pass to Walker. There's a minute 47 left in the third quarter. Intercepted. Here's Amude to the left wing. Here's Cooper. Wound up there for Johnson. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
And how about the incredible timing on that alley-oop?
He absolutely hammered it down. Young outside. Kick out to Walker. 4 on the clock. Fires it up. Young's shot is off.
Well, he hasn't had a great night shooting the ball, but they're in the lead, and that's the only thing that matters.
Here's Amude. No scoring in this one. Here's Cooper. That doesn't go on the chance to tie.
And that is the exact type of opportunity this offense is looking to create.
Yeah, quality offense will serve you well in the long run. You can't settle for bad shots.
Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Pass to Johnson. Here's Dozier. His 3-pointers off the mark. Now Young. Radmanovic for 3. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Mavericks lead by 4. We're going to step it.
16.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. Boston trails by 4. Here's Cooper. Perfect on the shot. Swishes it through. Cooper's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for the Celtics. It's Miller on the wing. Stolen by Garland. Here's Cooper. Pass to Amude.
Dallas foul. First personal foul. First team foul. Substitution for the Mavericks.
3 on the inbound. Sinks the triple. Amude's got the lead up to 1 now for Boston.
Well, this is what he does. A proven scorer in the clutch.
Pass to Radmanovich. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own. It's no good. Here's Cooper. Over Young. Walker with the rebound.
Yeah, but the hand in the face, it's critical that you contest his shots every time down the floor. Just the kind of play they need in a game this close.
You know, that's the kind of aggression they want from their floor leader.
Well, it's always a big plus when you have a point guard that can attack the rim like that. Puts so much pressure on the defense.
To the paint. Radmanovich. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Great find, leading his teammate right to the bucket.
Pass to Cooper. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
Well, that one stings. In a game where every possession counts, he just gave one away.
Boston making a switch here. And here's Young. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Now it's a 5-point Maverick lead. Here's Cooper. It's deflected. Takes a 3. It's good. And he has brought them to within 2 points.
Big-time basket at a big-time moment.
Yeah, don't you just love to see a player embrace that kind of pressure?
And again, the turnover by the Mavericks.
That could be costly. When the game is hanging in the balance, the last thing you can afford is to turn it over.
Pass to Johnson. Here's Amude. The Celtics call time. What do you think we're going to see here?
And they've got plenty of time to get a basket.
No doubt, but they might have to draw up something that the defense isn't expecting.
Right now, I'll send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Well, the head coach for Boston had some instruction for the guys during the timeout. And he's excited about their chances. He said, this is what we've worked for. This is where we want to be. Now it's up to us to take it. That means big plays and big shots. We'll see if they can rise to the big moment, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And an intentional foul right there.
You know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
It's the first that makes it a 3-point lead. And so he drops them both. It's a 4-point ballgame.
And that'll just about do it. Coming through at the line in a big spot.
Now a timeout called by Boston. They're trailing by 4. Any ideas on strategy being discussed right now in that huddle?
An uphill climb. They need everything to break their way.
Well, I'm sure they'll run a play they believe in. If it works, I say try for the steal, and if you don't get it, immediate foul.
There's 14 seconds left in the fourth quarter. The Mavericks pull it in. It's Game 3 of the Western Conference Finals, a tight series back and forth so far. Will it continue that way? Thank you for joining us for this playoff edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony and Stan Van Gundy, this is Kevin Harlan, and we're joined by our reporter David Aldridge on the sideline. We've got Boston facing the Dallas Mavericks. Look at the Mavericks. They've been dynamite here in the playoffs, having lost just one game so far.
And, you know, anytime you're going on the road, the first two games, realistically, you're hoping to get a split. So I'm sure they're happy with where they stand. They've stolen home court advantage. Now they need this one. They got to get greedy.
Pass to Miller. Stolen away. Fires the three. And the basket by Parks. Take a look at the Mavericks. Having relinquished home court advantage, Greg, they look to take it back with the win here in Game 3.
And we could look back on this game as the turning point for the series. It's still up in the air which team will get it.
Here's Amude. Pass to Johnson. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession. And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Got a piece of it. We've got 1:48 left in the first. They get the rebound. Pass to Parks. Here's Cooper. Good on the triple. And we've got an injury out on the floor. Very unfortunate as always, guys. Don't like to see this.
And that's the one thing you just really can't control or even guard against, and that's injury.
Yeah, teams do everything they can to protect against it, but at this point, all you can do is hope he's not gone for too long.
Here's Dozier. First 1:30 gone here in the first quarter. Jackson with it. So the Celtics call timeout. They're first. .21 left to play in the first. Fires from deep. Walker with the rebound. Now the Mavericks with it. 4-point game. Pass to Radmanovich. A three ball. Dallas again missing. Here's Parks. Rejected by Walker. Miller outside. The shot's good on the assist by Walker.
He's just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Johnson outside. We've got 28 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Tries the spin move. And then Johnson with the dunk.
My goodness, he is such a great dunker.
Greg, a high riser, no doubt about it. Kick out to Walker. Another three for Dallas.
Yeah, showing off that ability to stretch the floor. Seems like everyone is a threat at the arc these days.
Outside Jackson. Here's Dozier. It's a tie game in Dallas. We'll take a quick break, then get you back to the action. What an atmosphere in here as we return to the action of the Western Conference Finals. And guys, what's your take so far on the Mavs?
You could see they were well prepared defensively coming into this one.
KYP, know your personnel. So far, good attention to the scouting report.
Outside for Jamison. 6 to shoot. Pass to York. Radmanovich, that's a two-pointer. And trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in. Here's the three. Dozier can't get it to go.
Well defended that time. He's a shooter that the D has to close down on quickly when he's ready to pull the trigger.
Here's Radmanovich. Still yet to score. For three. Dallas, no good that time either. And so it's Boston with it. And that's an intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Jackson from long range. Pass to Radmanovich. And the three ball is good. Radmanovich has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three. Here's Dozier. Here's Jackson with the three. Here's Johnson. And the layup's good off the glass. Johnson's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Well, his rebounding is such a boost for this team, especially when it comes on the offensive end.
Pass to Radmanovich. Miller outside. Beyond the arc. Radmanovich's shot is off.
And guys, his shot hasn't been falling this quarter. Time to settle down, refocus, and get a really high percentage look.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Back to Miller. Lets it go from the wing. Rebounded by the Celtics.
Well, and even though he couldn't get that one to fall, that's a shot they want him taking.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. And it's Johnson with the jam.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
Here's Jamison. Pass to Radmanovich. Over Milton. Again, the miss by the Mavericks. And that one is off. And some good action through the first two quarters as we reach halftime. Celtics out in front. Up one. We're back after this from American Airlines Center. And we're back with you, all set to bring you more action from Game 3. And it's time for an injury report.
Kevin, I caught up with the head athletic trainer for Dallas. He told me that it's a hairline fracture in the finger and that they do have it immobilized. He's definitely out for the rest of tonight, and he'll probably need some recovery time beyond that. Guys, back to you.
David, thanks for checking in. On top of it is all.
It's Interesting. Even with the advancements in strength and conditioning, injuries continue to impact the game.
Well, this is a high-impact sport, and the league continues to get bigger and faster.
Pass to Dozier. No good from outside.
Well, he wants to shoot his way out of this cold spell, but the struggles continue.
Yeah, I get it, but you don't want him forcing things. It's better to get your shots within the flow of the offense.
Out to Miller. Lets it go from deep. Drills the three-pointer. Miller's got the first basket of the third quarter for Dallas.
Well, those go down for him in his sleep.
And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. The Mavericks leading. Here's Radmanovich. Out to Miller. There's a good screen. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. Miller's got 5 points now this quarter.
And he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy.
Jackson has the open look. Hands it from downtown. Jackson's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Well, it's a three-point shooting league. Guys like him are so important for spacing.
On the wing, Walker. Miller outside. 5 on the clock. Johnson with the block. Here's Dozier. Nothing on the board. Johnson the screen. Jackson from long range. Miller grabs the miss. And so here is Dallas. Since the second half started, they've only given up 3 points. Pass to Radmanovich. It's picked off. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Offensive rebound. Outside Jackson. Five to shoot. Here's Amude. Lets the three fly. And here we go. The Mavericks in a fast break. Pass to Radmanovich. Oh, and the buzzer beater's good.
One eye on the rim, one eye on the clock. Nice job.
Well, it's good to have a player on the floor with that kind of...
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. So it's the Celtics now. They trail by 3. Pass to Dozier. To tie it up. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Here's Radmanovich. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Dallas.
Well, they've been hitting threes at a high clip, and the defense hasn't done enough to challenge them at the line. They need to close out and run them off the three.
And also, guys, they've been showing how dangerous they are in the open floor. When they see a chance to get easy points, where they just jump at it.
Now, here is Miller. Pass to Walker. Miller surveying the floor. For 3, Radmanovich drills it from outside. Radmanovich has got the lead up to 7 now for Dallas.
Well, you know what's going to happen when he gets a good look. The defense has got to run him off the line.
the right wing. Hartz. Boston. No good that time either.
A bit of pride at stake. Trying to get that last 3-ball back, but couldn't get it to fall.
1:44 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Temple. From the arc. Out to Miller. Pass to Radmanovich. Shot clock at 6. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark.
This has reached desperation.
This series for the Western Conference title has been hotly contested. Game 4 tonight could see it tied up 2-2 or take us to a lopsided 3-1. Brian Anderson here, joined by the Hall of Famer Grant Hill and Coach Stan Van Gundy. We'll hear from Allie LaForce as well. If you look at the Mavericks.
Well, they've already accomplished a lot of this series, but there's work to do. Win tonight, they take full control. A loss means they're back to square one with the tide running against them.
And it's going to be a 3-second call. Here's Amude. Here's the pick. Three-pointer. The shot, no good. Now here's Miller. Pass to Radmanovich. Fires from deep. And that one's good. Temple. You look at the Mavericks. They've grabbed 2 of the first 3 games. Now they have a chance to go up 3-1 here at home.
And that's a chance they have to take. As the lower seed, once you stolen home court advantage, you do not want to give it back.
Walker pulls down the board.
Thin margin of error right there. You have to work for a better shot.
Pass to Miller. And looks like an illegal pick was set. That's great. Gets the ref's attention.
Well, the league has put an emphasis to crack down on illegal screens.
Yeah, and yet we still see it a lot. It's a tough thing to police.
Boston on offense. It's a three-point game. The steal. It's a one-on-one situation. Beyond the arc. Boston pulls it in. Pass to Dozier. Wide open. And it's Radmanovic with the rebound.
All alone from mid-range. You've got to think he's kicking himself.
Miller on the wing. Here's Radmanovic. From the arc. That one falls. He's now 1 for 3.
Don't want to let him get into a rhythm from out there.
Here's Cooper. It's deflected. And it's going to be out of bounds. Boston will have another go. So it's both teams making substitutions here. Pass to Jackson. Johnson for 3. The shot comes out. Here's Radmanovic. Defended by Jackson. Oh, nice shot by Jamison.
Yeah, so skilled offensively. Getting the ball in his hands is generally a good idea.
To the middle. Out to Garland. Will it go? Pass to Amude. There's a screen by Johnson. Launches a 3. They get it back. And they go to the intentional foul.
I mean, I'm just not sure what he was thinking right there. I mean, he needs to get his head in the game.
Here's Dozier from 18 feet away. Walker pulls down the board.
Yeah, you expect him to make those. Good luck. Just couldn't find the mark.
It's Walker on the wing. Just 3 on the clock. That misses. Would have counted had it gone. And so it's the Dallas Mavericks with a 9-point cushion at the end of the quarter. The hustle. And we welcome you back to Game 4, folks. Thanks for joining us. All right, guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for Dallas.
Well, the thing about hitting early threes, it spaces the floor and makes things a lot easier offensively.
Yeah, also, you got to appreciate how unselfish they've been. I mean, the ball movement has been impressive, and the assist numbers are off the chart.
Here's Sanders. Takes it inside. And Carter with the block. And here's Garland. Pass to Dozier. There's the triple. It's tipped. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Walker.
Substitution on the court.
Here's Cooper. He's scoreless. Dozier. He buries it from 3.
That's inexcusable defense right there. You gotta contest the shot better than that.
Here's Lloyd. And it's Dozier with the rebound. Here in the second quarter, a little over a minute of play. Inside. Out to Garland. Pass to Dozier. Shot clock at 6. Ooh, can't tie it up as that one's no good. The Mavericks lead by 3. Here's Lloyd. There's a minute 26 left to play in the second quarter. Now here's Walker. Laid it in with a nice touch off the window. Walker's gotten his first bucket of the night.
And defensively, that's just not going to cut it.
Out to the wing. Dozier. And the three off target.
Well, he just doesn't have it right now. It's as simple as that. And his team is struggling as a result.
From deep three-point range. And it's Dozier with the rebound. Boston trails by 5. Back to Jackson. Jacks up a 3. Gets the 3 to fall. Jackson's gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Right side, Walker. And that one's good. That makes him 2 for 3. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second. So it's Boston now. Here's Dozier. And it's good for 2. Dozier's got 5 points now in the quarter. And we're through the first half of play here in what's been a good one. Dallas on top, leading by just 2. Stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started. This stadium is rocking right now as we return to the Western Conference Finals. Here's Cooper. No points so far. To the inside. Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
Unselfish basketball. That's what coaches love to see.
Here's Temple. Pass to Radvanovich. 4-3. And Cooper pulls it down. There's the screen by Johnson. Here's Cooper to the right side. Dozier. Pure from three-point range. Dozier's got 8.
This defense just can't stay connected to shooters.
2 minutes remaining in the final.
And with a little over a minute gone by, the second half is underway.
I like that. I mean, some physical play inside. He's not about to give up any easy baskets.
Dallas shooting their first free throws of this game. And both free throws good for Walker. Here's Cooper. Over to the wing. For 3. And again, Boston with the triple.
They are on fire to start this second half. 3 for 3 and looking totally in sync.
Pass to Radvanovich. They set the screen. Here's Temple. 6 to shoot. Miller outside. And they waste no time getting those 3 points back. Miller's got his first 3 points of the game.
Exchanging buckets from downtown. That's been a staple of tonight's game.
Sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Pass to Temple. .58 seconds left in the third quarter. The 3 is up. That shot off. Right wing. Here's Dozier. Drills it from deep. Dozier's got 9 points now in the second half.
Man, they're having a hard time defending the triple. That's 3 in a row.
Here's Radvanovich. Fires for 3. And it's Temple missing.
The battle of the boards has been something to watch.
He shoots. Pass to Amude. From behind the arc. And again, Boston with the triple.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like they left their defense in the locker room when they came back out.
And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
And it didn't register as an official block, but he did everything you want in disrupting that shot.
Well, you know, sometimes the most pivotal plays don't always go on the stat sheet.
And that'll do it for the third quarter. Boston out in front, leading by 7. And time for a short break. And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth quarter. Mavericks trail by 7. Here's Temple. Miller on the wing. Nails it from 3.
Easy look when the defender isn't fighting over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
The kick out to Johnson. Here's Dozier. Pass to Amude. Here's Cooper. There's 5 on the clock. And they turn it over. Shot clock violation as the buzzer sounds. And here's Dallas. Here's Temple. Here's Radmanovich. And Dallas hits again from deep.
Well, we talk about ice in his veins a lot, but this guy personifies that. What a clutch shot.
Amude can't hit. The Mavericks trailing. We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. Here's Radmanovich to take the lead. The shot misses. Here's Dozier. Pass to Johnson. Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
Here's my question. Where is the defensive communication?
Well, I can tell you, this kind of defense will drive coaches crazy.
Here's Temple. The kick out to Walker. Clock at 6. Dallas needs to get off a shot. And that one's good. Radmanovich.
And this is just typical of him. Always making an impact at crucial moments in the game.
Well, you know, this is when they lean on him, and he delivers with a much-needed score.
Drops in the 3. And the Celtics lead by 4.
That's exactly the kind of shooting you need down the stretch to win games.
Here's Temple. Miller outside. The 3 is up. And Cooper pulls it down.
They need buckets to stay in this game. That's not the shot they're looking for.
Pass to Parks. Takes the 3. It has been a great series so far, and Game 5 is sure to deliver even more excitement. We're set to bring you the action on 2K Sports. Joined by Coach Stan Van Gundy and Grant Hill, this is Brian Anderson. Allie LaForce is our reporter. We'll see the Dallas Mavericks facing the home team. You take a look at the Celtics.
The winner of Game 5 often becomes the favorite to take the series. A win here could do wonders for them, but a loss would mean having to get one out on the road.
Now here's Miller. From behind the arc. Count it. 1-for-1 to start the game. Taking a look at Boston. They're trying to take the upper hand in what's been a tight series to this point.
Yeah, I mean, we're down to a best-of-3 situation now. And with a berth in the finals at stake, these are going to be some tense games. I like their chances tonight, but I wouldn't be surprised if we're back here in a few days for Game 7. And setting the tempo with an assertive move, like, where was the defense on that play?
Well, when you are the aggressor this early, it is intimidating.
First personal foul. First team foul.
1:52 left in the first quarter. Here's Cooper. Can't connect from long distance. And Walker's got the ball here for the Mavs. Here's Temple. Miller outside. 6 to shoot. Lets the 3 fly. Boston pulls it in.
That is a textbook blockout to secure the rebound.
Pass to Cooper. To the inside. Stolen by Miller. And they're on the break. Here's Jamison. Off target from three-point range. Takes the 3. Cooper's shot is off.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
There's no air space there whatsoever. That's as close as you can get without foul.
Now here's Miller. Pass to Temple. There's the triple. Again, the miss by Dallas.
That's staying connected to the shooter and timing the contest.
A good look from Johnson. And all around the rim that time before dropping.
Well, we've all had those as coaches. That's a no, 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 yes type of shot.
"17 seconds left in the opening quarter. Pass to Temple. Dallas needs to get off a shot. And that one's good. Radmanovich.
Rock solid screen right there. The defender got completely lost.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look.
And that does it for the first quarter. Mavericks ahead. They're up by...
The Mavericks, 8.
And let's get you back onto the court for more of this pivotal Game 5. And when you consider how Dallas is doing, guys, your thoughts?
Well, I think it's pretty obvious they were well prepared defensively coming in.
KYP, know your personnel. So far, good attention to the scouting report.
Pass to Miller. Now here's Walker. Here's Temple. And here's Miller. Let's go with a 3. And can't get it. He's now 1 of 3. Here's Dozier. Yet to see a basket. Here's the 3. Walker pulls down the board. Here's Radmanovich. And the 3 off target. Here's Dozier. No good with the triple. Dallas leading by 6. Right side, Walker. Back to Miller. Pass to Walker. Boston pulls it in. In transition. Here's Dozier. Milton for three. Drills it from deep.
He's a potent mix of effort and ability. Hard to shut down a player of his caliber.
Miller left side. Walker sets a screen. Pass to Temple. Shoots over Jackson. Here's Temple for three. Oh, drew the foul and almost hit the three-point bucket. Thought he'll head to the line for three.
Good defensive intensity, but you have to stay in control always.
Good on the second one. And he makes all three. Boston trails by 6. There's a minute 12 left in the first half. Cooper's shot is off. Pass to Temple. The kick out to Walker. Hits the trifecta. Walker's got 5 points.
He's got a sweet stroke from long range. Plenty of bigs do now.
A nice shot by Cooper.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside. Well, he's going to have to watch himself now. It's a little early for that second foul.
Boston making a switch here.
Substitution for your Celtics.
Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Here's Dozier. Still no points. Shoots over Miller. Dozier can't get it to go.
Well, his lack of offensive contribution has definitely been felt tonight. They could have used way more from him.
Miller, he's open. And it falls all over the rim and in.
Assist goes to
Miller's gotten his second bucket. Pass to Dozier. There's the screen by Johnson. With 1 on the clock. Good! Without a second to spare.
Oh, you got to have some real nerve to hit that shot.
What poise, what focus. That's an impressive shot.
And welcome back to the Eastern Conference Finals presented by 2K Sports. Here's Temple. Outside Walker. Pass to Radvanovich. Stolen. And here's the fast break. Here's Cooper. That three's off the mark. The Mavericks lead by 6. Miller, right side. The kick out to Walker. To the middle. Here's Radvanovich. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Oh, nice one-handed jam there, B.A.
Hey, little exclamation point. The ball's knocked loose. Here we go. And for those tuning in, we're about a minute into this second half. Miller outside. Fires for 3. Amude with the rebound. Boston trails by 8. Here's Dozier. Offline with a 3.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
Here's Radvanovich. He's got 5. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Pass to Parks. Launches it. Drains the triple.
The defense really fell apart there. You can't afford to leave him all alone at the arc.
1:16 left to play in the third quarter of basketball. Here's Temple. And they come right back with their own three-pointer. Temple's got 6.
Well, it's a three-point shooting league. Guys like him are so important for spacing.
Pass to Radvanovic. No good from outside. And so it's Johnson with it. He brings it up for Boston. 8-point game. Here's Amude. There's the screen by Johnson. And again, Boston with the triple.
Well, coaches will take that any day. Don't pass up open threes like that.
A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Miller outside. 6 on the shot clock. Launches a 3. He can't hit that time. Pass to Amude. The 3. And again, Boston with the triple. Three-quarters of play and a close one here. Dallas on top, up by 2. And when we return. And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. Here's Dozier. Pass to Amude. To tie it up. Walker pulls down the board.
Well, the analytics don't like it, but if the defense is giving it up, I like that shot selection despite the miss.
Three-pointer. A shot, no good. Here's Cooper. Pass to Amude. Here's Cooper to take the lead. Here's Dozier. And it's going to be a 3-second call.
Sometimes the action speeds up on you a little too much. Two teammates not on the same wavelength there.
Fourth quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it. Here's Radvanovic. Hart pulls it in. So it's Boston now. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong. No baskets allowed. There's a minute 47 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Cooper. Down to 5 on the shot clock. To tie it up. Perfection. Beautiful stroke.
Well, this is what he does. A proven scorer in the clutch.
.121 left in the fourth quarter of this one. And there's the screen. Outside Walker. Jacks up a 3. Boston pulls it in.
Well, the defense catches a break there. You expect him to make those.
Here's Cooper. Pass to Amude to take the lead. Walker pulls down the board.
And you never want to give a shooter like him a clean look.
Miller outside. Here's Radvanovic. Driving in. Back to Miller. From deep. Oh, gets the 3 to fall.
There is absolutely no fear in his eyes. He loves the moment.
Yeah, and I can say from experience, his coach just breathed a huge sigh of relief.
Timeout called, Celtics. And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Hi, guys. The head coach for Boston had some instruction for his guys during the break. He was direct with his message, saying, quote, "This is the playoffs. Leave it all out there on the floor. It's winning time. Finish it." Back to you.
As always, Allie, we thank you. Now 5 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock. Again, the miss by Boston. And they foul intentionally. Now they're going to have to do that again. They're not in the penalty just yet.
And a smart choice right there. I mean, you can't allow them to just drain the clock.
And so they choose to intentionally foul. He gets the first, and that gives him a 4-point cushion. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
Great composure there. Calmly knocks them down to put this game out of reach.
And Boston calls time here. They're behind by 5. Given the situation here, what sort of strategy needs to be top of mind?
An uphill battle for them. Everything has to go perfectly.
Well, I'm sure they'll run a play they believe in. If it works, I say try for the steal, and if you don't get it, immediate foul.
8 seconds left in the fourth quarter here. Garland for 3. No luck on that one. Off the mark. And so it's Dallas winning this one. And with this win, they've piled on the pressure. They only need one more victory to close the series out.
And this was a critical performance. At 2-2, a team season can ride on a Game 5 like this one. They did a terrific job of rising to the moment and taking control of the series.
And so this one is in the books. We hope you've enjoyed being with us for the Eastern Conference Finals.
Pivotal Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals. Welcome, everyone, to the NBA playoffs on 2K Sports.
Along with Coach Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. Hall of Famer David Aldridge will be joining us from the sidelines moments from now.
Let's take a look at Dallas. They've been dynamite here in the playoffs, having lost just one game so far.
And the fans will play a role tonight, guys. You can tell that already. I mean, they're determined to help this team close it out. They're treating this game like it's a Game 7, like there's no tomorrow.
Johnson outside. Here's Amude.
So they foul intentionally. Look at the Mavericks. They're looking to close it out tonight.
A golden opportunity here on their home court. If they're to advance to the finals, no better time than now.
And it's Cooper missing.
And it's Walker with the ball, bringing it up for Dallas. We're about 1 minute into the first. Pass to Jamison. Clock at 6. A 3-ball. Nailed from three-point land.
Just the first good move in a game of chess between these two coaches.
Yeah, now we get to see the counter play. How you respond is half the battle out there.
Here's Cooper. Here's Amude. Over Walker. And it's Radmanovich with the rebound. Pass to Temple.
First team foul. Coming on to the floor for the away team. Number 4.
There's 1:17 left to play in the first quarter. Walker in the post. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
Well, when you are the aggressor this early, it is intimidating.
Now here's Johnson. 6 to shoot. Here's Amude. Again, the miss by the Celtics.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
There's no air space there whatsoever. That's as close as you can get without a foul.
Here's Dozier to the middle. And it's Johnson with the jam.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even at a power finish. Here's Temple. Pass to Radmanovich. Good on the triple.
Well, when you have a scorer as skilled as he is, you do everything you can to get him the looks he needs.
And we reach the end of the first quarter. Mavericks ahead, leading by 6. And we're back. Good to have you with us for 2K Sports coverage of Game 6. And guys, what's your take so far on the Mavs?
You could see they were well prepared defensively coming into this one.
KYP, know your personnel. So far, good attention to the scouting.
Austin's shooting their first free throws of the night right here. First one falls for him. And good on the second, so he makes them both.
Yeah, great effort tonight, and he's been rewarded with trips to the line.
Here's Lloyd.
Away team foul. First team foul. Substitution on the court.
Pass to Temple. Just 5 to shoot. Outside for Jamison. Fires away from way outside. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Walker's got the lead up to 6 now for Dallas.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Pass to Dozier. And there's the defensive 3-second call. This is his second trip to the line in this one. And the technical free throw is good. Here in the second quarter with a little over a minute gone. A shot by Milton, no good. And Walker's got the ball here for the Mavericks. Leading by 5. Pass to Temple. Jamison with it. He's guarded by Cooper. 6 on the shot clock. And here's Walker outside. Drains it from beyond the arc. Walker's got 5 points now in the quarter. Here's Dozier. A three-pointer off the mark. Mavericks leading by 8. Miller outside. Milton grabs the board. Launches a three. Again, the miss by the Celtics. And the Mavericks with possession here. They lead by 8. That's the biggest of the game. And here's Miller outside. On the wing, Miller. And out of bounds as the Celtics gain possession. Both teams deciding to change it up. Boston trails by 8. Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Kicks it out to Garland. Nice ball movement by Boston. Buries the long-range jumper. Johnson's got his second bucket of the night.
Yeah, showing off that ability to stretch the floor. Seems like everyone is a threat at the arc these days.
Miller outside. Again, the miss by the Mavericks. And here's Boston. Here's Cooper. That shot, no good. Radmanovich for three. The shot that time, not on target. Got it off in time. And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. Mavericks lead by 5. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of the third quarter. What an atmosphere in here as we return to the action of the Western Conference Final. Here's Amude. No scoring in this one. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. Mavericks leading by 5. Jamison with it. And it's Miller in the corner. Picked him clean. And a fast break now for the Celtics. Pass to Dozier. Stolen by Jamison. Here's Radmanovich. He's guarded by Johnson. Jamison, a screen. From deep three-point territory. Radmanovich's shot is off.
And he's a good shooter from outside, but not sure from that.
Yeah, it seems like everybody's jacking them up from way out there these days. You want guys to stay within themselves.
And about a minute of action so far in the third quarter. Bounce pass, Temple. Pass to Radmanovich. His three-pointer's off the mark.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Took him no time at all on that one. Dozier's got the first basket of the third quarter for Boston. Here's Temple. Outside for Jamison. And they come right back with their own three-pointer. Jamison's got 6.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
A nice shot by Dozier.
Well, we've all had those as coaches. That's a no, 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 yes type of shot.
Pass to Temple. There's the screen. Shot clock at 6. Radmanovich for 3. And they'll get another chance. Jamison up on top. Here's Radmanovich. Beyond the arc. The
rebound by Johnson.
Well, his team has the lead, but this has to be a bit of a concern for him. The shot isn't falling, and it's been a forgettable night. Well, it's a three-point shooting league. Guys like him are so important for spacing.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Outside for Jamison. Dallas needs to get off a shot. Here's Temple. Tried to come right back with the three of his own, but it's no good. It's a tie game in Dallas. And we're coming back in. And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see. What kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. And the Mavericks with possession. Miller outside. 5 on the clock. From deep. Sinks the triple. Miller's got himself on the board with 3 there.
The defenders need to recognize the importance of staying on him as we get into crunch time.
Here's Amude. That 3 off the mark.
Well, that's what the defense has to do. Make that shot as uncomfortable for him as possible.
Nice shot by Jamison.
And guys, there are some you can give that shot to, but let's be clear, it's not one of them. Terrible job there by the D.
One minute now into this fourth quarter.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2.
Pass to Johnson. Lays it up off the glass.
And that was the right call. When you need a basket, go to the guys you trust the most.
Yeah, he got a good look, and he calmly delivered for them. That's what you like to see.
Got a piece of it. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jackson. And the Celtics making a change here. About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. Here's Temple. Radmanovich with 3. The three-pointers right on target. And the Mavericks lead by 7.
Heavy incoming from beyond the arc, a key part of their initiative this entire fourth quarter.
Yeah, it's always a little risky to lean this hard on the three-point shot. But when you're knocking him down, you might as well keep riding it. Yeah, there's no reason for the defense to get out on him right now. Just let him keep taking that shot until he shows them he's going to knock it down.
Now the Mavericks with it. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good.
This has reached desperation time for them.
It's not going to be easy now. They're going to need just about everything to go right from this point on.
Down low. And down it goes. Done through off a wonderful assist.
Well, he led him with the pass there, almost like a quarterback timing a route. That was impressive.
Second team.
There's 39 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Amude. Off target with his 3.
And when you can't get anything to fall, it definitely gets in your head.
Yeah, they might want to draw something up here to get him something at the rim or get him to the free throw line. Sometimes that's all it takes to snap a cold streak.
Second team foul.
Gets the first, and that makes it a 7-point lead. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's an 8-point game. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. From the top of the key, pass to Dozier. Nice ball movement by Boston. Out to the wing. Here's Cooper. It's good. Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5. 11 seconds left in the fourth quarter. There's the 3. It's good from beyond the arc.
Well, you wonder why we're seeing so many points tonight. Just look at the D.
Not a lot of resistance in trying to just outscore other teams. Generally not the best recipe for long-term success.
And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 4-point ball game.
No doubt, that just about seals it.
Now a timeout called by Boston. They're behind by 4. What do you think, guys?
Well, it's going to take a miracle for them here, or actually a miracle three-pointer and a foul. This one's over.
And so the Dallas Mavericks have won this.